Mythbusters, most misunderstood spread. Calendars are strictly positive Vega trades. That's a myth. The reality is it depends. It depends on the factors that we've mentioned over and over again. Implied volatility and skew, and how those are different, can be different in each cycle. When I say cycle, the strike series. So you got a front cycle and a back cycle in the calendar, right? Selling the front, buying the back. The behavior of extrinsic value, implied volatility, and skew, and the rates of change of those is going to have an impact on the behavior of that trade. So the fact that it's a positive Vega and that we would, in our analytical software, and expect it to behave that way is a myth. It depends on those components, whether it's going to behave like a positive Vega trade. Myth number 2, calendars get hurt when IV contracts. Same answer. It depends. It can behave like a negative Vega trade. Oftentimes it does. Now, that doesn't mean that, oh, well, that if it can behave as a negative Vega or a positive Vega trade, that I don't need to be aware of those parameters being changes in IV, back month behavior, and skew. You absolutely do. You have to have that understanding in order for it to take advantage of it to behave as a positive Vega trade or a negative Vega trade. Myth number 3, the overall calendar cost drives success. Again, it depends. That's a myth. The components that we consistently talk about drive those conditions, and the back month is a very key player in the behavior of calendars. So those kinds of, we call these myths. I mean, how dare someone say those are myths? They're absolutely myths. If you don't understand those things or you believe in those statements, those myths, you're going to lose money in calendars, right? So the trade behavior completely depends on those components, the horizontal skew, the timing between the two strikes, how many days between, you put 30 days between, 3 days between, 14 days between. It all depends on what you're trying to achieve. The extrinsic value between the strikes. It's not just about VIX or RVX. It's about the rate of change of implied volatility in play. So hopefully this kind of gets your mind percolating around the myths and the realities of calendars.